All right. So this has been a pretty hectic week, not gonna lie. But I decided, why don't we start off with a really funny video that I came across that I sent to you, where the caption says, "Bro, we should start a podcast." You wanna check it out?
Yeah, I'll click it up and give me a sec.
Tell me right now in the comments below if this is W
This
Riz.
is by
Yo, did you hear
Chase
about
Keith,
Baby
by the
Gronk,
way.
dude? Did you hear about him?
Bro,
He's
Baby
a W
Gronk.
kid. Dude, he is a W
Who
kid,
the,
bro.
who the
Tell me,
frick
like,
is
no
Baby
cap.
Gronk?
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
he's a
I
W
just don't know.
kid.
I saw that Riz something there.
Bro, this sounds like
He's a
us.
baby
What the
Gronk.
heck?
I don't know.
Baby
Look,
Gronk.
dude, I know how to Riz, though. I know how to Riz. Riz technique,
Again,
bro.
we said
Riz
it. We
technique,
said it
bro. 10 out
last
of 10, bro.
time,
10 out of 10, bro.
but
Riz, bro.
anyone can start a podcast. They can't start a good one.
But
Just,
anyone can
just
start a
like this.
podcast.
Anyone can start a podcast. It's hilarious, actually.
Natty Wonders, featuring Jeremy and Bryant.
Listen, the man in the cave doesn't care who you look like. He's gonna kill you anyway.
I learned that I need to eat cats and infants, apparently.
Two of the best therapy sessions. You got D&D and heavy circles.
Jeremy, my friend, how are you, my guy? It's been a little while since we've done this.
It feels like, yeah, it has been a little while. So from the interlude that you gave, I was moving, so I couldn't record last week, and I'm still trying to get settled into this new home, which is definitely haunted. I'll get into that later, but I now have to pack to go back to college. So I spent a whole 3 days in this new house, and now I have to pack up and leave. So
Hype?
my room is just filled with boxes. I'm sleeping on boxes tonight.
Bruh, that's so sad.
But yeah, this house is definitely haunted. I mean, it's a pretty big house, and it was built in 1930.
Oh, sheesh.
You know, the time where, like, if a relative in this house died or passed away, they would have the funeral service just in the living room.
Hmm.
And you could just tell just by looking at the front entrance room. Oh yeah, there was like one or two um what do you call them? Viewings? Funeral viewings
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
It just has that vibe, that aesthetic.
No, no.
Also, not to mention, my mom and dad, they like left for a little bit, and when they came back, my mom was like really creeped out. She was like, "Oh my gosh, so your dad asked me if I went down into the basement because it was unlocked," and she was like, "No, I didn't unlock it at all." And it happened like twice where they swore they locked the basement door, and it was unlocked. So it's like,
Bruh.
you know,
Woo.
maybe haunted, probably. Stay tuned for that.
Well, we'll have you do a haunted update every once in a while. See if your
I mean,
parents are still alive or not.
yeah, that's why I'm heading back to college. Not to get a degree or anything, but just to get out of this haunted house.
Yeah, bro. Most people leave house because their parents are like overwhelming or, they treat them like kids. You're leaving because your house is haunted.
It's literally haunted, my friend.
Good man.
But yeah, what have you been up to? You're about to start school, aren't you?
Yeah, I start school tomorrow actually. So yesterday, as of when y'all will be listening to this podcast, um, I don't know. I have been not doing that much, just working, and went to Idaho with my girlfriend. Just went to see her grandparents. Kind of hype.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. And I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3. Yo,
Yo, finally.
finally. I know we're behind the 8 ball on this one, but we are grinding.
But we did talk about it when it did come out.
Yeah, we talked about it. I just, didn't gather up the courage to buy it. But before I talk any more about it though, let's roll that stinger. Bryant Reviews. All right.
Oh,
All
how
right.
I'd love to hear a Bryant review.
Oh, yeah. Always. Yep. So here we are. All right. I bought Baldur's Gate 3 probably, when was that? Like 4 or 5 days ago.
Mm,
And it's kind of hype. Not gonna lie. Like it's
really?
if you don't know what it is, it's essentially a video game version of D&D. So classes, races, like archetypes, combat, it's all the same as D&D, like turn-based RPG game,
Oh,
with a really good storyline to it as well. It was really awesome. Like just jumping right into it. It's kind of like how you start your campaigns. It starts you right in media res, like right in the middle of a battle, and you're just grinding. Like you're level one. You've got basically nothing. Just your basic weapons and tools and whatnot, and some companions. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome how they do it. Um, I really enjoyed the time that I played it so far. It's been a great game. Graphics are beautiful. It's a beautiful game. It's exactly like D&D, exactly what you'd expect. Only thing I will say though, it was a little bit difficult, even for me as someone who's played D&D a lot, to like pick up on the intricacies of like what like how far you can move, and like inventory management as well. Like it just, your inventory seems kind of arbitrary. Like you just pick up stuff and you just have it, and you don't really
I
use
think
it.
you can you like I've seen people pick up a bunch of barrels. It's called like the barrel mancer, but pretty much they pick up a bunch of explosive barrels and then they just put them all throughout a goblin layer and then just blow up one and it just like causes a chain reaction that just kills everything.
Well, that's pretty hype.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. There's so much you can do. The game is very flexible, which I really like. Your choices matter. Everything that you do, like changes the outcome. Like the one of the
And
main people in it, Shadowheart, you meet her like at the beginning of the game. You could just leave her there. Like you could leave her behind and she's stuck on this Illithid ship. You could just leave her there. And that totally changes the entire story for the rest of the game. But like you could do it. They're like right there at the
did
beginning of
you?
the game. No, I got her because I needed as many people to help me as I could, as many companions.
Ah, gotcha.
But like, and she can die at any time. Like she's not an essential NPC. Like she can just die whenever. And so it's like it's very dynamic, it's very cool. Something I also did
Have you done
appreciate.
any romancing?
Uh, I haven't gotten far enough in to do that. But speaking of
What
romancing,
size is your character's genitals?
Jeremy,
Because you can
they
customize those.
can you? I did not see the menu for that.
Does it have like a nudity filter? Like, are you able to just
I
censor it
was
all?
I was just gonna talk about that, Jeremy, before you cut me off, my friend.
Never mind. Oh,
So something I appreciate about this game, Baldur's Gate, is that unlike most games in this genre, in this kind of like the AAA titles, I don't know if Baldur's Gate is technically AAA, but I think it is. Um, you know, most of them don't have some kind of nudity censor. There's either none of it or all of it. You don't get to choose. Like The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2070, yeah, 2077, like all of these big ticky games. I think Red Dead has some as well that you can't censor. But luckily, Baldur's Gate does have two different kinds of nudity filters. It has like just like a general nudity filter, like for gameplay, and it also has a nudity filter for like cinematics as well. So you can completely customize it to what you feel comfortable with. And I really enjoyed that. Like that was very nice of them to do, and you don't see that a lot in the gaming industry these days.
that's actually really sick. Yeah, because I I feel like um putting those things in, yeah, it makes it adds harder work and like also makes it be like, what? A lot of people might see that as weird, but I do think it would open up the game to a wider audience.
Yeah, definitely.
That like, for example, I like D&D, but I don't want to see nudity in my games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, right? Like I kind of want I want my games to be clean. Like is that too hard to ask for? And I'm glad that they do deliver on that.
Yeah, that was a very nice thing. I'm very glad they managed to do that. All in all, great game, amazing graphics, great gameplay. Although like the action economy is a little like kind of jumbled. I played a spellcaster, a wizard for my first playthrough, and it felt kind of cluttered. It's difficult to determine like what how many spell slots you have. Like everything on the HUD is so small that it's kind of
Mm.
difficult to do that. I know you can probably change it to customize, but as just like someone stepping into it, that was kind of one of my first thoughts. But you can get used to it. The game lasts for so long. Like, you can put 60, 70, 80, 100 hours into a playthrough and not be finished. So you'll get used to it after a while. That was just something that I noted as a new player. But the game was great. It's well priced. I mean, it's $60 on Steam. You can't get much better than
Not
that.
bad.
Yeah, it's for AAA titles these days. They're going for 70, 75, depending on the title. But it was a great game. I'd recommend it to anybody that's looking for some kind of turn-based D&D game or just a role-playing game in general. It was very nice.
Excellent. All right. Well, with that wonderful review there, thank you, Bryant, for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, shall we? Which we're talking about a couple different things, such as balancing. Woo, balancing
Woohoo!
life.
Yay! We love
Um,
that.
and also a couple of tips because we hear that you're starting the cut,
Yes, sir. I have
which
bulked and I am now starting the cut as of tomorrow.
which is actually interesting because like when you posted on Natty Wonders, your back pick, I was like, dang, it's already shredded, man.
Yeah, I'm not cutting that much, just a little bit. My obliques and my stomach are where all my fat is. So I'm trying to cut those down, be able to actually see myself for what I've got right now, and then I'll start to build back up again after that. I just need a little bit of motivation, in that regard. I'm getting a little too pudgy around the front and the oblique area.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, same here. Um, it's been not too good, but I'm still trying to get to 200. So
Attaboy.
I don't know. I think that fat and stuff is starting to build up mainly because my diet has not been that good. Like I have not been eating clean foods at
Mm.
all. And what with moving, I I haven't been able to go to the gym.
Oh yeah, same.
And s- and so like yeah, I've just noticed that have starting to get some love handles, I
Uh-oh.
guess.
Uh-oh.
So like a fold in my stomach,
Oh
my
no.
midsection. Um and it's mainly just from fast food and not work and yeah, just from fast food, not
There.
eating whole foods. Just
Yeah.
eating empty calories now that I'm
Yeah,
looking at it.
that'll
Because,
do
I
it to
mean,
you.
we don't have food in this new house, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I gotta eat something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but once I get back to college, we're hopping back on the diet.
Attaboy.
So the clean bulk starts.
That's what we like to hear.
Um, but yeah, give us some tips for like what are you doing for cutting?
Okay, so right now, all I'm gonna start with is just fixing my diet. Because over the summer, I work at a place that serves food, and we get to eat after every meal. It's not fast food, but it's definitely not great food. So I've
Mhm.
just gone back to meal prep every morning. Eggs and a protein shake, and then eating some kind of protein with some kind of carb. I'm this week I'm doing chicken and like fried rice, so that'll be hype. That'll be
No
so good.
way. Chicken and rice.
Yes, sir. The classic, bro. Don't worry, I got
Classic.
plenty of rice in there. I'm not gonna go hungry, but I'm not trying to like go super below my caloric deficit because I don't want to start like atrophying my muscles or anything like that. But finding that caloric deficit that we always talk about when we talk about dieting or exercise, and
Yeah.
just dropping a little bit below that will help you to steadily and healthily lose weight. So we're not saying go hungry,
Oh yeah.
but like if you are eating properly and you're eating the right foods, you won't be hungry if you're just a little bit under your caloric deficit, right? If you're eating a bunch of empty calories, then yeah, you'll be hungry if if you're under your caloric deficit. But if you're eating good, you're eating rice, chicken, vegetables, that kind of thing, you can fill yourself up. You won't be hungry. You don't have to starve yourself to cut, but it's important that you're under that caloric deficit. I'm also increasing the
Yeah.
amount of water that I drink. I have my water bottle that I'm just taking to school. I'll just be sucking on it all day. Refill it every time I get the chance. Keep that pee nice and clear. Very hype.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Not to mention just like, um, which eh, I think the good thing about like just cutting just like naturally or just like without any deadlines or stuff, like we don't have sports that we're doing, so it's like we don't have to cut at a certain time, so we don't have to worry about like water weight and stuff. But like if for those that might be like trying to lose weight and like you kind of see your weight like completely fluctuate, like that could totally just be water weight. Um, like yeah, it's, if you gain 5 pounds after you like went down 5 pounds, it's not like oh my gosh I lost all this progress. No, it's just natural, just like water weight that you might be losing and gaining and then losing again.
mm-hmm.
So don't be alarmed by that,
Yeah, definitely. Don't worry about that.
or don't
That
get discouraged by
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah. Just be aware of how your body reacts and figure it out. It'll take time for you to understand how your body works, but once you figure it out, it'll be pretty solid. You'll be able to gauge where you're at. I guess the other
To
thing
mention,
too. Sorry, go ahead.
oh sorry, actually you go ahead.
All right, sounds good. I was just gonna say, last thing I'm doing is I'm just working on running, doing a little bit more cardio. This isn't for the cut necessarily, because that's not really how you're gonna lose weight. But I want to build some more endurance, build some more lung strength for just the coming year, and so I can get out there, in the fall and then in the spring next year and do a lot of outdoor activities that I haven't really been doing as much just because my lung capacity is really weak. I've been doing too much anaerobic exercise without a good amount of aerobics in there. So that's another thing I'm going to be doing that will help a little bit out in the cut, but mainly for that endurance.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be really helpful. um Something that I was about to mention as well. Um, there was this one person on our mission actually that was like super fit. He gave me some great advice. But one thing that he did that I thought was really interesting is that he always had a cheat day, and I mean it was a cheat day. He would rub on some of the most high calorie foods you can think of. Even when he was like kind of on a cut or intermittent fasting, he would grub on that, which I always thought was interesting. I don't know if it was like just a reward system that he'd do, or but it kind of goes back to just that idea of if you eat like if you cheat one day, like you eat a lot, like a high caloric meal, it's not the end of your diet. Just like keep going, right? It's okay if you have that one cheat day. And don't even call it a cheat day or like a loss. Just be like, oh, okay, well, I just had a high caloric meal and well, I'm getting back on my diet. We've been talking about diet a lot, haven't we? I
Yeah, quite a lot.
feel like now we got to move on to the balancing act that is life. Am I right?
Yeah, bro, Jeremy, what are some of your tips on balancing life, like kind of managing your school life with your work, with your hobbies, with the gym? Like how do you fit all that in?
I don't know. I thought this was an interesting topic because For me personally, I think that term, like, balancing your life is kind of a scam. Um, and let me explain, right? Because there is no balance in our life, right? Like, if you think about it, your whole body is fighting for equilibrium, which if I'm pretty sure if you were to achieve and steadily continue equilibrium, you would die because a bunch of your functions depend on not being equal to for you to function. So comparing this to actual life, there there is no balance. You focus on what you are doing in the moment. You complete that task because if you think about like, okay, now I need to spend 20 minutes like working on my spirituality, and then I need to do an hour at the gym, and then I need to do 30 minutes of doing something that I like playing the piano or writing or whatever, then it's just gonna overwhelm you, I think. So if you just focus on what you're doing in the moment, and if you notice that you're lacking in another area, then move on to that. It's all about it's this balancing act of prioritizing what what you're doing in that moment to where am I lacking kind of thing. So don't yeah, I'd say like don't worry about being balanced. Just focus on the moment.
No, that's
Oh no,
great.
maybe that's a hot take.
That's great. I mean, I definitely think there is something to be said about making time for certain things, planning out time to have leisure, things that get overlooked, setting aside time to do those things that you might forget to do. Those are great. But like you said, yeah, just like prioritizing. Like for me, my priority list goes God, my loved ones, my family, uh, those kinds of people, and my girlfriend, of course, right up there. And then after that comes my school. After that comes my work. And then below all of those things is, just like screw around time, like video games or
Yeah.
whatever, right? So that's how I manage my priorities. And so if I am trying to um, make time for one of those things, I have to think, okay, look, am I giving up something that is higher on my priority list to do this thing? If I am, my priorities are out of whack. I've got to figure something out. Like if I'm playing video games instead of hanging out with my girlfriend, like, I mean, I love her obviously, so why would I do that, right? It's a
Yeah.
priority that I have, and I want to develop that relationship, not just with her obviously, but with my friends and family as well. So if I'm choosing something as a lower priority when I could be choosing a higher priority, and it's not like an appropriate time to do that, like it's not an appropriate time to take leisure, then I should really rearrange my priorities and go for a higher priority list.
Yeah, and there's definitely consequences to like wherever your priorities lie. Like
Hmm.
if I was to prioritize like, oh, I want to like play video games instead of study, then like, well, I better be ready to face the consequences of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like know what you're willing to do, know what you're trying to achieve, and then set your priorities up so that they fall in line with that.
Exactly. We didn't mean to turn this into a self-help podcast. We meant to turn this into like a fun influencer nerd podcast,
Hmm.
but you know what? I actually do I do appreciate this kind of like more real talk. Kind of reminds me of my friend Dylan actually. He is a great example to me of prioritizing his life, but we won't get into that. Um but yeah, is there any other remarks that you want to talk about?
I just like to say, like, just make time for things that are important to you. And if something isn't important to you, then why are you doing it? Right. So just make sure that you have a reason for doing things and that you love the things that you do and that there's a reason for why you're doing things. Even if, you don't like it, then have a reason for doing things you don't like.
Yeah. And not to mention, like, even though we say some things are low priority and some things are high priority, like watching TV, that we're not saying don't stop watching TV. Like that's
Yeah, like I said, take your
unless
leisure time. You need to take leisure time doing something, whatever it is. There are obviously
yeah.
more productive leisure things that you can do that build a talent. But if you just need to veg out, like just veg out, do it. Don't go too far. Like don't just sit
Which
all
y-
weekend watching TV. But you can if you want.
yeah, and it's funny, like a lot of people get themselves worked up because it's like, oh, I need to always be doing something. And so they can't just enjoy TV like in the moment. Like I'm saying, like if you were watching TV, like and you have a feeling like, oh, maybe I should be like doing the dishes or something like that, and like just watch TV. Like you're you're kind of destroying that relaxation mode to kind of veg out for a little bit
Mm-hmm.
to refresh, recharge. You're ruining it by being like, "Oh, I should be doing this. I should be doing that." Like you're stressing yourself out more when you should be doing something relaxing. Um, I don't know. I thought that was another pro tip. Like, just always be doing what you're doing,
Yeah, definitely. Be
not
what you're
focusing on what
supposed.
you aren't doing.
Yeah, exactly. Be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. Focus on that thing that you're doing in the moment and remember your priorities, but leave things in the future in the future. Plan and prepare, but don't live in the future. Live in the now.
Exactly. Good stuff all around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually need to, yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty tired, but you ready for this next session next section of the podcast? This
Oh,
next oh my gosh, I can't think.
segment?
Segment. This is
Bro.
this is I actually got word from my good friend Dylan that this segment here is actually one of his favorite segments.
All right. I like
Um,
it too. It's my favorite.
Dylan, he was just telling me how much he loves this segment of the podcast, and so we don't want to disappoint Dylan.
Of course not.
So we're going to go on to Gymtok slander as always.
Gymtok slander.
All right, so we have some great videos here today. We have some fails, we have some questions, and I have a specific rant about the first one actually that we're gonna watch.
Okay.
Um,
First one you sent me?
for the audio, yeah, for the first one that I sent you.
Okay.
So before you click on it,
Yep.
all right. So for this first video that we have here, it's a vegan influencer, vegan fitness influencer, which I don't have any problems with, except when they think that they're better than everyone else. Um, but let's watch this. I'll read the caption. It says, "When you're vegan, others love to tell you
This
what
is the
you can't
dimension of
do."
imagination. It is an area which we call
These words are only a
Twilight
reflection of what they believe they can. Stay the course. And then he stopped the car with his bare hands, which was pretty silly.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's just like I mean, like I don't know. I've never once told a vegan like, yeah, bro, you can't do something. Maybe I guess
First off,
you can't eat meat, I guess maybe.
hang on. I want your opinion on what his physique looks like because it's a really good physique. It's
Yeah,
a really nice physique.
yeah, he's got a good physique.
I don't think it's attainable though.
Yeah, that's true.
It looks a little enhanced.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I
kind of
could be
does.
wrong.
Well, his legs are also kind of small. Like
No,
he's
no,
got.
no, no. But his legs are. First off, did you see the veins in his legs?
I did not.
And I don't know. I don't. it looks like he might be on a little bit of gear.
Hmm. He definitely does look kind of
But
juiced. Like he's pretty big, and
could be a pump. I don't
yeah,
know.
it could be. It could be. I just think too. It's like, listen, vegans. You guys can do whatever you want. All right, but like, stop hating on the meat eaters. All right, because you.
And you know what? I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. I hate carnivores as well. Like
Yeah,
the
fair.
ones that are like, they're like, oh, I started eating only meat and steak, and I lost this much weight, and I gained this much strength, and it's like, oh my gosh, dude, like,
You're gonna
eat a
die.
vegetable.
Yeah, like your poops must be
Yeah, dude.
super freaking hard.
It's like, please eat a vegetable, and it's like, vegans, please just eat some nutritious steak, man.
Steak or fish or just anything. It's like there's not your body is not intended to be vegan. Like I don't care like whatever you think. Like
Yeah,
you're
you can argue with us, but
you
I
can
am not.
argue, but
I
like
agree.
I mean like biologically speaking, we are omnivores. If you want to put us in like some kind of food pyramid, we're omnivores, right? That's what our body is intended to be. That's what our teeth structure is meant to be. That's what our gut is intended to digest. Like I mean, it's just that's what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to eat a
Yeah,
healthy amount of meat, a healthy amount of vegetables, carbs, that kind of thing, right?
which is also interesting because there's a vitamin B12 is only found in animal products, and we need vitamin B12.
There you go. Yeah,
So it's like, boom. That, yeah. So both. I personally, I kind of want to do a for next episode. Maybe we could do a tier ranking of like different diets, such as like keto, vegan, carnivore.
I
Kind of rank
love
them
that. I
and
love
whatnot.
that.
Make it tongue in cheek. But personally, both vegans and carnivores, I would rank really low because I think both diets absolutely suck. Please mix like they're so close. They just need to mix the two together and then it's perfect. It's beautiful. Um,
It really would be. It really would be just amazing.
like, dude, we have all of these foods and animals that God's given us, and you are saying, no, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to eat that. It's like, really, man?
For real, yeah.
Like, just eat a steak, and carnivores, please eat a vegetable, man.
Yeah, man, seriously.
And I think this lie. So there's definitely, I feel like a lie that's kind of going around, especially from this TV show that Arnold Schwarzenegger was on, where it was talking about going plant based and gaining a lot of strength through that. I kind of want to do an episode, kind of do a deep dive on like how like where that's going and like probably how wrong that is.
Yeah. Dive into kind of some of the science too. I like that.
Yeah. So please just eat what you want to eat, man. That's all we're saying. But yeah, so there's that. Next up we have this $50 scale that is magic. I'll describe what's going on. He's putting a piece of steak raw on this scale, and not only does it measure out the weight in grams, but somehow it also measures out the calories, the protein, the carbs, the macros, almost the micros.
Wow.
Um, First off, is this science fiction? Because there ain't no way that works.
I mean, it might be possible if you were able to input like exactly the correct like type of steak that it is, the meat, whatever it is, and kind of the fat percentage and all that stuff, then you might be able to get the proper amount of macros and nutrients out of it. But I don't know.
Oh,
It looks like there might be able to be that.
it's actually true. Yeah, you can like maybe you can type into the scale or something. I don't know how this works. You could type in like flank steak, New York strip or whatever, and then put it on there, and then it's able to calculate how much cholesterol, sodium, and whatnot, like those little micro stuff, how it's able to pretty much weigh all that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure. It looks
thought the
kind of
comments
hype,
were not,
but what were the comments on
I
it?
thought the comments on it were really funny. First one says calculations. Trust me, bro. I know. Bro can't be bothered to look at the nutritional facts label on the pack.
Yeah, bro. Exactly. It's like,
Says
it's almost like it's
just says
already
just
on
making up
there.
random numbers.
Yeah, it's just random. That'd be even funnier.
Another one says, "Yeah, this feels like 500 calories." Again, great concept. I don't know how this thing works. I'm not spending $50 on it. Again, I'm just gonna eat what I want to eat.
Yeah, like you could also just like use the weight that's printed on the label on the package to determine how much you're getting. But that's just me.
Exactly.
Call me crazy.
Personally, I think that would also cost way less money.
Yeah, it's free.
No, dude, it's an investment. Trust me.
Trust me, bro. It's investment in the
All right.
gains.
It's investment in the gains. All right, next up we have this guy that's trying to do an assisted pull up, but
Oh no.
doesn't really go the
I
way you
can just
expect.
see
I
the
mean, it goes the way you.
yes, I can see the thumbnail and I can already see where this is going.
There is no plot twist here.
Yeah, so like I'm looking at the thumbnail. He's got two bands that look like they're different strengths as well. Like they're different colors. So they're probably different like resistances. And he's got what are those called? Like a yoga
Foam roller.
foam roller. Yeah, he's got a foam roller and he's probably going to stick it in between. And I think you can guess what's going to happen from here, but let's watch. Jeremy, why don't you describe this for us?
All right. Balls absolutely crushed.
Oh,
Oh my
no,
God.
no, dude, don't do it, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, bro.
Dude, are you at the end?
Almost.
He got uppercutted at the end.
It just flew up and hit him in the face. So for
Dude,
I'll just do like a little transcript of what happened. So there's no audio, like sound or words, I should say. But dude like hops on and gets on either side of this foam roller with both of the bands in between, right? And
they both like squeeze his balls,
yeah,
man.
and you hear like something pop. I don't know if it was his balls.
Oh no, I don't want to hear it.
I hope not, but listen back in the audio. You'll be able to hear something pop. So and
Pretty
then
sure it's the foam roller, man. I hope it's the
I
foam roller.
hope it's the foam roller. The dude just
Oh,
like
no.
he's like oh, and like just like he's scrambling to try and get it off, and then he like tries to sit down and gets one leg off the foam roller, and then the foam roller slips out from under his leg and just smacks him in the face as it goes up.
Listen, I know we shouldn't be making fun of people at the gym, but like, let's say I tried this stunt at a public gym, dude. I'd be moving gyms.
Yeah, I
I don't
could
care.
not go back. I could not go back.
I don't care if Joey Swoles has my back on Instagram or whatever. I am not going back to that gym.
No
Like,
way. It's
I
like,
couldn't.
dog, just like do a pull up, man. Use a pull up machine or something at that point.
I don't know. This was posted on on a Instagram page that it looks like they take a bunch of content from other creators and then repost them.
Hmm.
Might be scummy. I don't see any. Oh, that sucks. I don't see any
Any tags?
credits being given to
That
this guy.
sucks. Well, maybe we'll just let him live in obscurity. How about that? We'll just let him have his
You know what?
peace.
It might be for the best. I feel bad for bro, honestly.
Yeah, bro's nuts are probably gone. So good luck reproducing, my friend.
I I really hope that was the foam roller that popped, man.
I'm gonna listen back after the episode, but I'm pretty sure it was. I heard something else.
Feel bad for bro, man.
Feel bad for bro.
But yeah, please do the assisted pull-up machine if you can't do a pull-up. Be careful with these methods that these influencers try to be giving you. They be giving out some false info for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, do be safe out in the gym. And hope you learn something from this episode, a little more about balancing your life and whatnot. And honestly, make sure to share your favorite episode and rate and review this episode as well. Ratings really help us, and I mean, we're not getting paid for this. We're just doing it for fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, please do share it. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hey, adventurer. Looks like you made it to the end of this episode. Again, we're so grateful that you listened to this project of ours. And hey, if you enjoyed, why not share your favorite episode? It helps us out, and when you hit share, you will always roll a natural 20 on your first roll. And to spice up the deal, we'll even give you a nice, juicy PR that you've always been dreaming of. Want to play a bigger part in the adventure? Follow us on Instagram at Natty Wonders. Send us your best Gymtok slanders, and we'll review them on the show. Have a great day.